What is up, friends? My name is Laura. If you've never visited my YouTube channel before, welcome. Today I am once again coming to you from the beautiful country of Ecuador. I am on a quest for tackling 3 of the largest volcanoes in this country and also in the world. These 3 volcanoes are Cayambe, Chimborazo, and Cotopaxi. I have done some beautiful acclimatization hikes within the Quito area. I will link any of my videos that I've done so far. In today's video, I'm going to give you my last acclimatization hike, and if you are heading out to do any of these hikes, this is one of the hikes that they may have you do because you're hitting almost 16,000 feet. I'm going to give you some footage of that. It's a little bit crazy, but super fun. And then I'm also going to come back here in just a few minutes and talk to you a little bit about my training and what I did to train for these 3 summits. So without further ado, it's not a crazy amount of footage. It was very cold. It was rainy. I didn't feel like taking out my camera too much, but you can enjoy some beautiful pictures. You could probably get a little bit scared and enjoy Corazon. And if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss my future hiking adventures, these 3 when they actually do come out. Let's get started.
Don't lose it, don't let confuse it. Only then you begun. Feel like
13,500.
feel like that. Feel like feel like that. Feel like that. Your arms around me and stay with me. Feel like that. Your arms and stay with me, baby. Feel like that. Your arms around me and stay with me. Feel like that. Your arms and stay with me, baby.
So I hope you did enjoy this overview of this beautiful mountain. It took us about 8 hours round trip. You can actually park a little bit farther up when it said 2 hours to the summit. A lot of people did park there. It was going to be rainy and it was only going to be getting more rainy. So we didn't end up wanting to get stuck because it was a lot of craziness that you needed a 4x4 for, which we did, but we also just didn't want to get stuck in the mud. So we did park about 1.5 miles down the road at the actual parking spot and hiked from there. This is pretty well marked. I will say, of course, we did get a lot of fog, so you weren't able to see kind of the next peak in front of you. So it caused you to have about 7 false summits, which it wasn't even like one would be like considered one. It was more like one was like this, and you could only see there, and then that was only technically one false summit. So it was a long time actually to go over the ridge line, which of course wasn't very long mileage wise, but did take a while. On the way up, it was more of just a scramble, and on the way down, we did use our harnesses and actually do a little bit of rappelling, but also mainly just for safety purposes, kind of be roped in to the next person, and then of course with the guide all the way behind us. This hike was, of course, very high up as well, so perfect for acclimatization. And you did get some scrambling, which I know is going to be on all of the summits, especially with Cayambe and Chimborazo. So that was great to get that experience. You didn't use your double boots, and we didn't use those. And of course, you're going to use those later on. But for me, I'm not really scared of like heights. It's more when I'm actually doing the scramble I'm not that great with. So this is always great for me to get those nerves out on an easier hike. when it actually comes to my training, if you are looking to do anything like this, first of all, it's going to be acclimatization. So try to get here as early as you can. Right now I'm working from my computer. I know a lot of people are in the world right now, more doing work from home. So that's something that I've been able to do, kind of come over here. Quito, Ecuador is about 9,000 feet in elevation. So even just getting over here, either doing some hikes, also doing some runs, and getting that, getting a little out of breath right away. And then of course, actually doing some of those hikes and getting ready for some of these larger mountains. So acclimatization is key. And that's not, of course, something that you're, especially if you're like in California or right on the coast or anything like that, that you're really able to train for. But I always say, you can never fully, know what your body's going to do when it comes to altitude. But so I'm going to train as much as I can so that hopefully my body doesn't get tired. And if, acclimatization and all those issues do become an issue, at least it's not like my body, in terms of I didn't train hard enough, that failed. One of the things that I really like to do is to, of course, go for like runs, go for a lot of people like bike rides, because that's going to use your legs. I do find because you're going to carry more weight than just a very teeny little backpack, doing some sort of shoulder things. I always know, like, I don't know if it's more of a female thing or anything like that, but my traps get a lot more tired if I'm not used to having a backpack. So some of my like regular one-day hikes, I will throw a bit more weight in just to kind of get my traps and my shoulders a little bit more in shape, or I'm just used to that more heavy carry on. Also within kind of a gym regimen, I will try to incorporate arms about once a week. One of the main things that I find is when you're exhausted, those days where you're super, super exhausted, that's actually when I'll do a lot of my most difficult hikes. So say I might go for a very long run one day, the next day, that's when I'll choose to go for a very inclined hike. That way, in my mind, my body is not used to getting that rest day when it's really tired. It's very hard to mimic, a 12-hour hiking, difficult in the night hike. So if I'm able to do things like continuously push my muscles even when they're tired, do kind of more some HIIT cardio movements along with long cardio, long runs, just kind of combining those two as well as always switching it up really helps me. In areas that I have lived in and do live in, it's fairly flat, and I will say that if you have access to a gym, I always find like a Stairmaster, not using your hands, is very helpful as well. Last year I did train for Aconcagua and I did Summit, so I will also leave my video of exactly what I was doing to train for that mountain below as well. In general though, I've been doing cardio about 5 times per week. I like to do it for 4 days and then take a day off, and then combine that with a bit of a hike once or twice a week, as well as some weight training as well. I find like when I'm going downhill, it's about like the little muscles. Like I definitely have a lot of muscle in my legs. It's kind of just those little muscles around my knees that are going to get tired when you're going downhill. They're going to stabilize you a lot better. And I'm actually going to do a video soon about kind of those stabilizer muscles and what some of the exercises you can be doing to help your hiking. So of course, make sure you subscribe just so you don't miss that as well. The final thing that I really like to train is my hips. I know for females, this can be a little bit, they can just get a lot more tight. I know I talk to females, and for some reason with females, they just get a lot more tight than males when they are hiking. So again, just making sure to work those out, but also to be stretching after a long run or after a long backpacking trip or hike as well. So some of those kind of things, of course, are completely out of your control. So do what you can, make a goal like Chimborazo, Cotopaxi, or any of those beautiful summits, and then kind of work backwards. Where are you now? Where do you want to be? And what kind of things can you be doing on a very regular basis that are very realistic to your timeline that will help you get to that actual goal? Of course, I am not a professional, but I do have a lot of real life experience. So if you do have any specific questions, you're welcome to comment those below and I will be happy to answer them. Okay, so tomorrow I officially leave for the first one, which is going to be Cayambe. We will be going up to the Refugio there, spending the night, doing some skills prep course, and then of course that evening going to be officially heading out around midnight. So wish me luck, and I will see you next time. Keep living life, guys. Bye.